along, so.
Go when you're ready.
All right, thank you.
Can you unmute it while you're?
I just did.
Thank you.
All right, good evening, everybody. We're gonna start the August 5th Centerton Planning Commission meeting with a roll call, please.
Jeff Seifarth. Joey Engel.
Here.
Tony Davis. Craig Langford.
Here.
Ben Lewis.
Here.
Devin Murphy.
Here.
Curtis Ramsey.
Here.
John Sessoms.
Here.
Brandon Swoboda.
Here.
All right, moving to the next item, the approval of the minutes from 7:15.
On a motion to approve the minutes from 7:15.
Second, Devin.
All right, moving along. Number 4 is the ratification of the admin approvals. We had 2 items. Does anybody have any questions on those? If not, I'd entertain another motion.
This is Tony, I make a motion to approve the ratification of administrative approvals.
John, second.
All right, motion and a second on that one. No old business. New business for this evening is subdivision 2201, The Pines Phase 4 final plat. The owner applicant here tonight, obviously you're trying to get approval of the final plat. Tara, would you mind walking us through this one?
Yes, this is the Pines Phase 4 subdivision for their final documents. It's located off of Walters Road. The original parcel was 21.0 acres. They have completed their street improvements. Their covenants have been approved. There's no wetlands or floodplains on site. The zoning is R3SF with 65 single-family lots and 1 unbuildable detention lot. The right-of-way that's being dedicated with this final is 40 feet along Walters Road, 68 feet along the now Fortune Road, and 80 feet along the north side of Wolverine. The drainage report has been approved and so have the bonds. Again, this subdivision is located along Walters Road and is consisting of 65 single-family lots, 1 detention, Track A, which is future phases 5 through 7, Track C, which is additional phases, which is 8 and on, Track D, which is a park, and Track E, which is the lift station. The density of phase 4 is 2.12 units per acre. There's 1 minor outstanding comment remaining. The site has passed its final inspection. All re-inspections have been completed by Public Works and the city engineer, and all punch list items have been addressed. Just for you guys to note, I won't go too in depth on this. It was just for you guys to see. There were some changes from the approved plans, which was just the addition of yard drainage easements for lots 29 through 38 and lots 9 through 10. And the additional information for you guys to look at is in your packet. Like I said before, final inspection was conducted on 7/21. A re-inspection for the city engineer was held on 7/28, and a re-inspection for Public Works was on 7/25. All punch list items were completed and the site has passed final inspection. Covenants have been approved and staff has received the hard copies of the approved covenants. The property is not located within a designated floodplain and there are no wetlands present on site. The streets, drainage, water, and sewer bond amounts have been approved and staff has received the original copies of the issued bonds, and the amounts for you guys are in your packet. For streets, Walter Road is a major collector with 40 feet of right-of-way dedicated with the final plat to meet the MSP requirement. The road was improved to provide a total of 19 feet of pavement from the center line, 2 feet curb and gutter, storm drainage, 14 feet of green space, and a 10-foot sidewalk. What is now Fortune Road is a minor collector. 68 feet of right-of-way has been dedicated with the final plat to meet the MSP requirement with phase 4. The road was improved to a total of 26 feet of pavement from the center line, 2 feet curb and gutter, storm drainage, 7 feet of green space, and a 5-foot sidewalk. Additional right-of-way and street improvements to Fortune along the west side will be completed with phases 5 through 7. Wolverine Drive, what's being dedicated currently is just going north off of Fortune, which was 80 feet of right of way for phases 5 through 7. And it'll be and the rest of Wolverine will be dedicated with phases 5 through 7. There were no improvements done to that street. It's just the right of way that was being dedicated. There are no outstanding comments regarding the final plat. Staff is waiting on hard copies of the final plat for signatures and recording. The drainage report and record drawings have been approved by all city departments with no outstanding comments. Staff is waiting on hard copies of the record drawings and drainage report as well. There is a warranty deed for the lift station that was complete with phase 4 and has been approved by Centerton Utilities. We are waiting on the hard copies of the warranty deed document for the lift station for signatures and recording as well. The building department has received and approved all required compaction testing for phase 4 of this subdivision and it's good to go. So it'll just be the action on the final plat, the warranty bonds and the warranty deed for the lift station. If you have any questions, let me know.
I got a quick question. Completely understand final plat and the bonds. What are we approving on the warranty deed? Just that they have to get it to us before we, okay.
Yeah, it's a deeded document between the city of Centerton and them because it'll be its own lot
And
for the
we
lift station.
have to recommend that to council because we're accepting right away or land or, okay. Awesome. Maureen, were you gonna say something else?
No, I was just trying to hear the first part.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
The air conditioning.
Just trying to catch up where you were going.
Anybody have any questions for this final plat approval? Not, I'd entertain a motion.
Craig, I'll make a motion to approve subdivision 2201 Pines Phase 4 final plat. This is Ben, I'll second.
All right, motion a second.
Bond and warrant to the motion.
Well, yeah, does somebody?
I'll add
Yeah.
bonds and warranty as stated. Second.
All right. Amended motion and second. Any opposed? All right. Passes. Thank you. Moving on to other business, none announcements. Next council meeting's 8/12 at 6. PC meetings 8/19 at 6. Do we have anything on that agenda yet?
On
yeah.
the next meeting?
Yeah.
Diane?
I
I believe so.
That is gone.
We were looking at maybe canceling this one and going to the 19th because we,
They didn't want to do that though.
well, yeah, when we had this final plat, when it was ready, then we need to go ahead.
Let me look
I
real quick.
couldn't wait 2 weeks.
While she's looking,
I wouldn't either. I wouldn't.
Wait, on my computer to catch.
Oh, you're good. I was just wondering if it was on
There's a
there.
couple tentative items and stuff on there that we're just waiting on loose ends, so.
Yeah, don't worry about looking it up, Diane. Next tech reviews 8/21 at 2. Before we adjourn, what?
well, I was just gonna let you know. There about kind of keeping you updated on your capacity. There was a meeting. I was not in attendance, and so I've asked for the recording's bad, so I'm gonna have to wait for the minutes. But from what I understand, they will be going to the discussing with the council at the next meeting on Tuesday, if you're attend. But it's regarding projects and this is what I understand. The planning commission, I don't know what stage that they're wanting the planning commission to not accept additional submittals or to not issue preliminary approval and then them, sitting or what exactly that they're looking at.
I would've-
Nancy didn't want to wait 2 weeks.
No, that's final. They're already done.
They were already approved by
I
A.
imagine there's code stating that we can't accept it if
When it's
it doesn't
over.
have health department approval.
Right, but but when they submit an application, I don't know what stage that. This is kind of coming from Centerton Utilities, the board and the Decatur mayor worried about the projects that we are approving.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
what
we're
we
at the
are
brim.
approving and are those that have already received ADH approval.
Right.
The other is preliminary approval and then they're on hold. So I don't know what all the discussion entailed, but I wanted to give you a heads up and if you're interested, listen to council on Tuesday. But I wanted to let you know so that you can, be aware that that is what I understand will be discussed. And the other thing that was discussed is decentralized sewer stations or treatment plants. We've had people coming and asking if they can, and Joey kind of knows what they are, the small sewer. Step- Base
All on-site treatment, Tony.
treatment plant.
Yeah.
And so that needs looked into, and what ADH, they don't really like them. And I didn't think that they. that-
ADEQ
Guidelines.
ADEQ actually permits them, so it's both entities.
So, right, because there's discharge.
Steps.
But apparently Malcolm was directed to start writing up a code on allowing these. So. You're looking into that. I don't, but it will have to go to council too. And Bill, you can.
Mayor?
add-
I just want to add a little bit from that meeting. I was in attendance. And originally, what was proposed is Mayor Tharp was going to come to our next council meeting. And he just wanted to give an update. That's all he told me he wanted to do. However, they called this special meeting. And they wanted to direct the planning commission to not accept any more projects. There was a good, healthy discussion. The commission did not take action on that. So there's no action taken. I confirmed it with their attorney who was there. I have our staff ready to talk at the next council meeting if we need to about the capacity. I mean, we've already wrote a letter. We are accepting projects. They know up front if they come in here, hey, I'm bringing your project. They know, where they stand, the wait list that we have and all that. Also, utilities is working on some other things, not also what they talked about on the neighborhood collection systems, whatever they're called. They are looking at alternate connection to NACA. They're working through that now too. So it was also brought up, Alan brought up a good point that sometimes you just can't come in here and it happens like that. Sometimes these projects take 6 months to a year to come through here at the time we start this project, So I don't think we want to just not accept projects. And then I also mentioned to them that, also mentioned in that same meeting that we do have the new Walmart coming, and with the new Walmart, we get a lot of commercial. So we don't just need to, because sounds like they were trying to impose a moratorium, and I'm strongly opposed to that. That's just going to send a bad message. I mean, we got to make sure we save some, sewer for the commercial projects. It's not going to, only about 5 to 10% of our stuff is commercial. They don't use a whole lot. So we're going to work through that. Mayor Thorpe will give his update. We'll probably go over the procedures. I also put in the Dropbox the letter that we did get from ADH with the currently approved program projects, and also the letter that utilities wrote to the builders. So just so we have a good, healthy discussion and kind of just keep everybody updated, but it looks like they are trying to, I don't know if these neighborhood systems are going to work or not. I don't know. It's with the understanding they will have to connect the sewer when capacity is available. But, I think the only other thing we gotta do is just make sure Decatur is also not just stopping here. They gotta be planning because the growth's not stopping. And we also learned that probably between 33 and only 33 to 40% of our stuff goes to Decatur. They have another large customer there that probably contributes to 55, 60% of it. So anyway, hopefully we can work through it, I don't really agree that we need to just stop. But like I said, there is opportunities to get you to the worded point. I know you won't approve it until they have ADH approval, so I think we're on the right track. I think utilities on the right track, trying to find some alternatives. And I think did I get you miss anything? Or did I?
No, I think it was.
She was there with me, so.
It was a pretty healthy discussion. I think that the push was to try to reduce what is being brought to the city, but the goal is that we have to allow things to move forward. And so I think that was pretty.
It was a good discussion, and I think they seen a different side of me that I was a little upset, but at the end of the day, we're good. We had a good, healthy discussion. Anyway, I think I got it.
Hey, to Alan's point, I don't know if anybody's had this discussion with the health department, but they are likely going to be open to, once there's a plan in place to fix these things, to releasing private development too, to kind of concurrently construct their improvements while any city project is going on, so you don't have that gap in time, that year and a half process. So that's just to your point, Alan.
Right.
Things can happen. People have to make the decision and it's gonna be there. You know, it's on them, but, yeah, I don't think just stopping everything is the,
And they have said that they are, you know, we have to present a plan to them. And right now they're, you know, they still have not received, yet value of their permit. But, so that's still in the approval phase. But once they have that, and they have the improvements to the wastewater treatment plant, and then what to do from there and look at the numbers, then, but that's, you're right, they're looking for a plan. And a timeline on. how to fill it.
from what I've seen, they'll even allow surcharging in manholes if that plan's in place to move them forward and funded. That's the big part.
There's a lot of information that, I mean, kind of as next week you get more, but we're at what, 99% capacity where they're rated now. If you take the 100 gallons per day per capita that they say with what is vacant and in the line of being approved, already approved and what's being proposed between us and Decatur and anyone else that drains to them, they'll be at 99% of their expanded capacity. So that's off that 100 gallons per capita per day, which is overblown. We've done the study that technically we're at 45 to 48 gallons per day per person. They've started the study now, but that'll take another 9 months or so to
Have a year, yeah.
to get them to lower that design sizing to what it would actually be. So, but based on what the actual flows going to Decatur currently, that's how they permit things going through. That regardless of our sewers are sized for the 100 per capita. When they're permitting new construction, it's based off what's actually going to the plant being treated. That we'll be able to see that even though there's 4,000 homes or something like that planning to be built, that takes that extra capacity, that actually gains us another 4,000 homes. If we are 40% of that capacity, think we have 800 homes or 2,000 homes, anywhere in that range to additionally permit over the next 3 to 5 years. Well,
It's still just a Band-Aid though.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and so I mean, it's still all the proposals, it's how long we propose to do those extra homes based on that design. And then what's going to enact to increase that number. But until things are finally done and permitted through everyone else. There's so much variation in those numbers, and that's where.
I hope they'll entertain some alternative options, but the on-site treatment, I just see a lot of permitting issues with that, and I hope I'm wrong, but if the Decatur plant can't get their permit upgraded, I mean, why would they issue 10 individual little tiny ones? So, but hopefully it works. Hopefully we can find some stuff moving forward.
So we'll
Thank
go
you.
through that, so I mean, they're working on it, and we'll have to change different parts of our code to even go through any of that. There's separation requirements, isolation requirements, sizing, so those are all things that it's mainly a state thing that once they do the ordinance. We'll have more say, more look at what's actually proposed, but.
I got one comment on, so if we allow the development to still proceed as far as, is that not basically giving them a stamp of the date that they submitted, so when capacity does become available, that they know what number they're in line? Because if you just stopped right now, you've got however many developments, 30, 50, 100, whatever they are, and now all of a sudden, if you stop, and then you got all this development in a queue, then who's to say who gets what in that queue priority wise if you just stopped it completely? I think if you just allow the development planning process to proceed, knowing that they can't build or get any taps, but at least they got that. It's kind of like at the DMV, you're getting a number, right? And you wait your turn, or you wait until 100 other people are there, and then it's
Well, you wait your turn.
who's the decider that says John Doe over here, developer, gets to go first on the capacity when he, and then the first 15, they may use up all the others when the the investment of the developers that did their due diligence and in time got their plans to us. Huh? After or whatever, they should be in line first.
We're also looking at this as they have addressed all of our comments and they've addressed all of ADH. So we have some projects that we've approved contingent upon ADH. Then you look at ADH and they still have. They're just.
I understand, but
I'm in good
my
grace,
point is,
but we're not gonna
my point is they're in the queue though.
address
They're
their-
in the queue though. That's what I'm saying. If we stop development, like, well, I understand y'all saying, we're stopping, we're not taking any more plans.
That's.
That was the
that's- That's
recommendation
a recommendation
from-
from the Decatur mayor, and it has been. He doesn't even want us to issue any more building permits.
That's what someone from the utility, board also wanted us to do, but it doesn't make sense, like you said, to completely halt all and any submissions and reviews and planning, so.
Come to council for a great discussion.
Anybody else got anything? All right,
Right, it's Joey's birthday today. I hope everyone.
Sung happy birthday to him. On the record.
We got 8 minutes.
yeah. Jeff believes he has a record and I'm gonna go ahead and beat that. So I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move. Second.
All right, thank you.
I do not agree.
22:17.